Our deepest learning comes from a true understanding of the world around us. It comes from our personal experiences and from our unique individual expression. We are what we create. I'm here in Jamestown working with students of all ages, preparing them for the acting company's performance of Mark Twain's Pudd'nhead Wilson. If you reach one kid, if you reach one person, you've really made a difference. And sometimes you don't. And sometimes you reach lots of them. We've put together what it is that can make someone in a classroom feel within his body, within his brain, within his heart, that he can relate to the piece when he sees it in a really visceral way. I mean, you know, I deal with organs, I deal with sound, I deal with breath, I deal with movement, and then mostly what I deal with is, I think the key is being completely spontaneous because no classroom is the same. Yeah, that's good, I love that. Keep moving and kind of figure out, like, if you're a fish, where are you? Close your eyes. Okay. Now I want you to use your imagination. We were talking about that. I want you to breathe into your heart. Find your heart with your breath. Just get into your heart with your breath. Breathe into your heart. Move into your heart. Okay. And now you are moving. You have committed a crime, and now everyone begin running in place with your feet on the floor. Go. Move, move, move. Running, running, running. You're running away, you're running away, you're running away. What is it? What are you running from? 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 Run, 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 run. Okay, stop. Sensations. Feel your heart.
Their goal in this particular activity is to come in to share their ideas and what they do with the students, to expand the students' ideas and thoughts, to educate them in particular themes.
Was he angry or was he hurt?
He was hurt.
And was there anything bubbling up underneath his hurt? I mean, did you feel like there was something else going on there or no?
Mm-mm.
Just hurt.
Yeah.
You start with this empty canvas, and then you're like Jackson Pollock. You just throw the paint on, and then all of a sudden you see these figures and forms starting to be created.
I was owned by white folk. I work on a plantation for a very powerful man. My life's not so bad, I guess. Wonder what it'd be like to live fine and free, like those white folks. But I know they got secrets too.
They're probably underlining goals, maybe to have the students learn something about themselves, discover prejudices about themselves. Those would probably be underlining goals.
We show how history is basically following us, present tense, so that young people can find out and relate to prejudice through their own lives. We bring things up to date.
So you feel that what you're doing is right?
That's right, sir.
Who hired you to take care of their slaves? When did you just let them die?
You need the black man,
What
sir.
kind of work have
You
you
need
done?
the black man.
We need them to do our work.
You
That's what
need
we
the
them
black
for.
man.
What-
You
we
depend
need-
on the
yeah,
black
basically
man.
we need them to do our work.
Your success depends on
So
the black
basi-
man.
There you go. So why should I set them free?
When I have them change roles, I think that's which they always do. I always have them change roles. So if one person is a slave or enslaved or owned, and the other person is free, eventually they get to the other point of view. And by changing roles, hopefully they understand something that they didn't understand before.
Some students really who normally wouldn't have come out of their shells did a little bit more. A student that wouldn't have shared something quite so personal. So when he says, wow, or that wasn't so bad, he's saying, you know what, we can do this, this is a success, I've learned something from this, it's a positive experience.
And the issue of identity, and who do you think you really are? You know, what if you find out you're not who you think you are? We don't really, as a society, embrace what we don't understand? Why limit yourself to thinking that only weird people are in the arts? What's happening here? I mean, who are we going to be? Just physicalize it, physicalize it. And I think by having this company come to all these towns, they open up the minds and the hearts of young people to think, well, you know, maybe some of these exercises and ways of approaching things maybe they're appropriate. If you reach one person, you've really made a difference.
Most of these kids, it'll probably be the first time they've been into a live theater to see a show. They're going to go in there with a set of ideas. Before, they would have gone in there with a calendar, and they would have seen this play, but most of the stuff would have strained right through. Now they're going in there with a bowl, and I feel like they're going to catch so much more.
These young people that you're with, their history and their future could possibly be impacted by how you deal with them. We make things accessible. We make theater accessible by letting people understand more about themselves.